talking loud and you know plenty. You know what I'm talking about, cause you just get me. Yeah, you so pretty. If everything is dipped in gold, then baby it will never grow. Everything sweet ain't sugar coated. What a lie.
I've been watching King of Reeds for a very long time, and I think he's funny. I like a lot of his commentary. I agree with him about a lot of stuff. He's an OG in like the Twitter stain war celebrity type of realm. You know what I mean? He's been in his own drama on YouTube. Like, if you like a zillennial, type of age group, you definitely been, familiar with King of Reeds, especially if you've been in a specific part of the internet. But anyway, so I don't like dislike him, but I will say something I've noticed is that he does have a lot of like strong commentary about light skinned women. And that's his prerogative, that's his business. I'm not one of these people that's like, they can't tell, whatever. It's free speech, America, you know what I mean? Whatever. But I can't ignore what I've seen. You know what I mean? And I'm not the first person to point this out. Like I said, he's been on YouTube for a while. So people are familiar with him. And he's obviously not fond of Cardi B. Like I said, I watched his commentary. And I respect anybody who doesn't support or care for a celebrity, whatever, that's your business. But I also do think it's strange when you continue to talk about somebody, especially very minuscule, extremely minute things. Like, I'm actually a Cardi B fan. I didn't even know about this. I'm a Beyonce fan too, but like, I would never pit them against each other. I would never even think to compare the two hairlines. Like, now, I did get to thinking, I have made a video before about quote unquote lengthism. And I did talk about her and Beyonce's hair care line, but I did not even equate the two together because I just don't even equate Beyonce and Cardi B even together. So it's just weird. But yeah, I just feel like if you don't like somebody, you feel like light skinned women get too much attention because I feel like that's kind of the moral of his like kind of shade towards light skinned women, specifically Cardi B, is that he feels like, the typical like, oh, the industry is quote unquote oversaturated with light skinned women, whatever. I also think that if you genuinely like feel like these women are getting too much attention, why devote so much time on your platform and talking about very minute things about them? And he's not the only person who I feel this way about. I feel this way about a lot of people in the like blogging, YouTubing, Instagramming realm. I don't know what's going on over there on TikTok, but I can only speak for like what I'm familiar with, and I've been noticing this for a few years. And there's a few people who have this present this like pro black woman type of like mentality. It's like, oh, we need to support the girls. We need to support the brown skin and dark skin girlies and, colorism, this and that. And I agree because I'm on that same tip too. Like there's a lot of artists I try to support because I know, I'm not gonna go over that, but I get it. But at the same time, they have a platform just like myself.
So Cardi B had to replace it. I mean, not replace it. She had to respond to it because apparently not Barty Gang. Cardi B has this hair care line. I think it's good. I don't know. Was it Hair Love or something? Long hair, don't care. I don't know what the hell it's called. But apparently, like, it's gotten a lot of followers over the last couple of months, and it's gotten more followers than or close to the same amount as Sacred has. And in a short amount of time. Yeah, Grow Good. Okay, that's what it's called. Let me find it. What's the name. So this is what Cardi B had to retweet, child. She said, Barty Gang, don't get big, don't be getting the big head and start acting shady. Cardi is blessed and doing well. Don't be out here starting and talking down on the other shit. We are blessed. Cardi is blessed, so don't bring bad karma this way. Don't be the bad seeds who taint what's good. So yeah, this was in response to the conversation about how her stuff is doing. And I know this looks kind of tacky for the fans, because Cardi B more than likely got the idea to do this because of Beyonce as well. So it's kind of stupid for them to. I can't put that photo up; it's too big. Kevin, you just sent me this big photo. I can't share it, child. I can't share the photo. But it's just a screen grab of Grow Good Beauty and Sacred. And Grow Good Beauty has 581,000 followers, and Sacred has 576,000 followers. So they, like, in a short amount of time, Cardi has been able to build these following on Instagram. And I think that's because Cardi B is more personable. I expect Cardi B to be able to sell something like this because she's out. Like, she's talking to her fans. She can lean into the parasocial relationship of it. But mind you, both of these folks wear wigs. It's no shade. Cardi B wears wigs. Beyonce wear wigs. And then the thing they tell us is that, I got long hair, so I know how to keep my hair up. I'm so sorry. And this person who is been in the game doing hair, cosmetic, all of it for years, she called it out. I can't remember her name on Twitter, and she got lashings for it bad. And it was undeserved because, yes, like, y'all don't work in this market. Y'all don't do any of these things. And y'all wear wigs 24/7. But since y'all proximity to whiteness, no shade, y'all being light skinned, long hair, all of like y'all, the desire of it all. Y'all, the same way that Rihanna is able to sell us all shades of makeup. Like, I am just tired of these specific looking people having these looks are the ones to be able to market better. Y'all don't do nothing with y'all hair. Y'all don't do nothing with y'all hair. Y'all wear wigs all the time. Y'all wear wigs 24/7. Wigs. Child. Love that for everybody. But month-old braids under them wigs. Yeah, Issa Rae has. Honestly, I would prefer to buy some stuff from Issa Rae because Issa Rae has been rocking her natural hair for years. You don't see Issa Rae in no wig. Like, you never see Issa Rae in a wig, hardly ever. Like, Issa Rae, I know she be in there washing. Like, she been in there doing this stuff. So yeah. If you watch her during the pandemic, she does her own hair. That avocado mask recipe she posted helped my mom, no lie. Yeah, I definitely believe that Cardi B has been taking care of her hair, and it's no doubt about that. But everybody, just because you know how to do your own hair doesn't mean that that's going to work for everybody. You're not a scientist. Like, this is your hair. You should know how to wash and do your hair. But I think because, and Maya did a really great in-depth video about this. I definitely think you all should go check it out. But the reason why both of them are able to do this is because of the length of their hair. We want to look like them. That's how that works. The same way with y'all know, if gays, if you watching this, the same.
Real question: how come every time someone comes out with the hair care line, they're not black enough for y'all? I was asking because I thought that we all saw those videos of Cardi B getting her hair done, making the masks, putting the coconut shreds in her hair, the avocado. And this is not something that has happened in the past 6 months, nor the past year. This is something that we've seen over the past couple of years. Cardi getting her hair done, Cardi blowing her hair out, Cardi doing her length check, her hair down her back. Like, I really thought that we saw this, but this is the same thing that y'all said about Beyonce. Remember, y'all said Beyonce wasn't black enough. Oh my God, Beyonce, why are you making hair care products? I thought that we all knew that Beyonce's hair looked like that. But then y'all said, oh my God, Beyonce's a white woman. But in the same breath, those are the same people that's, oh, them Sacred Edge drops really do work. Oh, that's sealing lotion. Oh, that. Like, why every time it's time to come up with somebody, it's not black enough, their hair doesn't nap enough? Like, I thought that we just got better as people. Also, Cardi coming out with the hair care line doesn't seem like a money grab to me, and I'm going to tell you why. Cardi is one of those women that when something isn't right, she's going to fix it about herself, because if she's going to talk as much shit as she does, if she's going to do the things that she does, she has to look a certain way, she has to have a certain thing. She didn't like her body, she went to go get it done. She didn't like her nose, she went to go get it done. Her building her rap career, all of these things. Cardi's a bad bitch. And if you don't think she's a bad bitch, just know she works hard too. If Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, even Onika Tanya were to come out with a hair care line, I'm gonna sit up straight a little bit, right? If I was to come out with some stuff, I hope y'all was to sit up straight a little bit. These people have nice long hair. Why is it that somebody isn't black enough? Like, am I missing something?
But I do agree with his analysis about why Sacred and Grow Good are performing differently. Mind you, I'm on Grow Goods text line, right? I was at work when it dropped, so I didn't even get to get nothing. And there's a few drops that I missed literally within 2 days of each other. So I've been doing bad. But I swear people be having them bots set up to stuff and they be ordering it really fast. So I can never take that stuff, those like text notifications seriously anyway. But anyway, I wanted to get me some Grow Good as well, but we gonna see. But anywho, I think I completely agree with him that um Cardi B is really welcomed by the public because she is more personable. Her products are affordable. She marketed differently, and I don't think that that's a problem with. It's not a problem with me as a fan of both of them, and I don't think Beyonce cares either because I don't think Beyonce wants Cardi B's audience. Not no shade to Cardi B, but I don't think Beyonce wants that type of marketing. I think she wants her stuff to be presented as luxury, as high end. I don't think she wants all you niggas being able to buy her stuff. Respectfully, Cardi B is for the people. You know what I mean? She's the people's princess. So people take to Cardi B differently. And I think that there are, certain haters who have an issue with that and feel like she's undeserving for certain reasons. And do I believe that aesthetics do play into how people perceive you? Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, at what time do we also acknowledge that part of who somebody is and how they look is part of who they are? That doesn't mean that it's inherently disadvantaging else or taking that role from somebody else. Just because Cardi B was successful doesn't mean there wasn't room for so many other girls. Mind you, when Cardi B came out, there were a lot of other girls that were brown skin and dark skin, like the City Girls, that came out and got really popular at that time as well. But Cardi B had already got some momentum. She had a certain personality. You know what I mean? She already had a history. So, she's kept up her brand and been very engaging for a long time. Let her drama in her life even play into her brand. You know what I mean? Cardi B's only been able to do what Cardi B has been able to do. There are so many other light skinned women, other Dominican women, other even Trini women, shoot, multi-ethnic women, all types of Hispanic, light skinned, mixed women, whatever, that have been trying to do the Cardi B, Nicki thing that have failed, unfortunately. Like, you know what I mean? No shade to them, but not everybody can do what Cardi can do. So I think people act like, based on what he's gonna say, ultimately, people act like, oh, she got this because she's light skinned. We're not gonna say that, or she's Dominican or whatever. It's undue. That's not even fair. Same thing with Beyonce. These women work real hard, and so for him to still be getting up here talking about stain wars and then bringing this up in an isms conversation is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Beyonce don't want Cardi B's audience. She don't want all of y'all buying her stuff. So I don't think she cares that she has less Instagram followers. Y'all care because y'all like triangulating black women against each other. So this is why I wanted to preface what I'm about to say, because they'll try to spin my words. I do not, you know what, matter of fact, I'm not even going to get into the whole disclaimers and all this type of stuff, but this is why I need to get those disclaimers in the beginning. Because where the hateration jumps out and that green eye monster rears its ugly head is that how do we go from staying Twitter comparing Instagram followers based on international celebrities that have brands that are way beyond hair care, way beyond isms. All types of people are buying Cardi B's hair care line and Beyonce's hair care line. Shit, bots are buying it. So they can sell it to people as, fan souvenirs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All types of people are buying it. So how do we go from talking about hair care, talking about stain wars, to you jump into, oh, well, all these girls wear wigs though. They all wear wigs. Like, what do that got to do with the price of tea in China? And this is what I'm talking about, because they try to hide their hateration behind, oh, I'm just talking about isms. Oh, I'm just talking about, these social issues. I'm just talking about XYZ. And where I know that it's manipulation is because I agree with that stuff and have been impacted by that stuff myself. They talk like light skinned and Hispanic people have not experienced isms and things ourselves. And I'm saying that because why is it that you talking about stain Twitters, but then you want to jump to, oh, but they wear wigs though, knowing good and goddamn well that if we were talking about two celebrities that were brown skin or dark skin, or two people on TikTok, whatever, and a light skinned chick said, oh, well, y'all both wear wigs though, people would see that as the hateration that it actually is, and her just, trying to talk down to them or whatever. And I agree, because I've seen light skinned women do stuff like that, and it's corny. And it's like, why are you even worried? And I feel the same way about this dude. And this is why I don't specify any type of skin tones. And I really sometimes even keep it general to the black community in my commentary. And I don't just be like, oh, dark skinned girls say XYZ, brown skinned girls think whatever, whatever. Because number one, that was one of the same issues I had with the colorism conversation when I was listening to this stuff before I started making content. I didn't like the generalizations and the pathologizing, so I'm not going to do it to other people. So there's that. And then there's also the fact of the matter, it just shows, yeah, the hateration. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? What does somebody's wig or somebody wearing fake hair got to do with their business or got to do with the message of their commentary? Like, what does that have to do with anything? And black people with this whole bringing up that people, specifically black women, wear wigs to try to discount them is really weird. And again, it just shows the hateration. And I feel like people like to dull and talking about jealousy because it makes them feel better to think that somebody envies them. But really, what this is that black people are just haters. And I'm just being honest with you. And that's a cultural thing. And I have an African friend I was even talking about this with, because she was telling me about how there's certain sayings in African proverbs, and I've heard some as well. And she was telling me, and I was like, low key, like that's must be where the hateration comes from, because that's one thing I've noticed all across the diaspora, whether it be Afro Latin people, Caribbeans, like English speaking Caribbeans, whatever it is, Africans, there's a spirit of hateration just in black people. So something about King of Reeds that I don't like while I'm doing this commentary is that he tries to cover his, and he's not the only one. I want to be very clear about this. This is not me picking on him at all. Like I said, this is about me. This is me ignoring 4 or 5 months worth of back-to-back Cardi B videos and just not saying nothing. You know what I mean? But anyway, he's not the only one. But a lot of these people, they hide behind isms to just be haters and to just to nitpick people, regardless of their skin tone. And then if you respond, they say, "Oh, you just don't want to talk about isms. Oh, you're just you're just a light-skinned girl who don't want to acknowledge privilege XYZ." Mind you, I'm somebody who's experienced texturism and colorism in my real life, which is why I became aware of the topics and was passionate about it. You know what I mean? And Cardi B has spoken about this numerous times. So why is it okay for you as a grown black man to get on the internet and be like, oh well, Beyonce and Cardi B wear wigs? Okay. What's your point? And it's weird as how when straight black men do it to brown skin and dark skin women, and it's weird when you do it to light skin women. And it shows respectfully because y'all are both haters. And there's a spirit of hateration. And two things can be true at the same time. We can have a need to have a honest conversation about isms, why represent yeah, well, y'all have had the representation conversation over numerous times again, but nobody has an issue with the colorism conversations itself. The problem that a lot of people have is that we see that y'all use hateration to justify, y'all use colorism to justify hateration, and that's where the problem comes in. Because respectfully, like even through the stuff I've been through, whether it be with Hispanic or black people, I never hated on black or Hispanic girls, or talked shit about them or like was overcritical because I have my own shit going on. And I can always peep that a lot of bitches used to do that. And he gives me the same energy. So I can speak as somebody who has experienced texturism, colorism, that yeah, a lot of people who have complexes about their skin tone and hair, and this is true for Hispanics, African Americans, Africans, Caribbean, whatever you're dealing with, and whether they be in the African diaspora or not, whenever you see these people that obsess over people wearing wigs, obsess over how other people are doing XYZ, who they dating, sleeping with, what they wearing, they makeup, X, whatever it is, they're projecting, they're insecure, and it's hateration. People who are secure with themselves and don't care about other people, don't give a fuck what other people are doing. We really do not care. They sit around talking about what other black people are doing all day because they're haters and they care and they're busybodies, and it's really that serious. But yeah, I wanted to peep the wig thing because we know good and goddamn well that if a Dominican chick was sitting around talking about an African American chick wearing a wig, y'all wouldn't like it. But that was the first thing he jumped to, and it was so like it didn't have any correlation to what the topic at hand was. He literally just wanted to talk shit. And then he's obviously projecting, going on, carrying on, talking about, oh, because then they'll tell us, oh, we just have long hair because we know how to grow it. You're projecting because you're trying to push the light-skinned girls have long hair, and they try to talk about people being bald-headed, which is a stereotype. You gotta wonder why so many black people of all skin tones hang on to this narrative. you really gotta wonder. And that's exactly what he was getting at, because that's all projection. Cardi B and Beyonce have never been the type of women to get online and do those types of things, flex that. Y'all just seen Beyonce's hair. And this is why. Mind you, the irony of him making this video and trying to diminish Beyonce's black qualification to make hair care, when black people and white people and people of numerous races, because I saw Hispanic people in real life personally talking about Blue Ivy's hair before. So people of all races have been talking about Blue Ivy's hair. Now he's saying, oh, well, we don't need any more light skinned women making hair care lines. They didn't care that Blue Ivy was a little light skinned baby born to two light skinned parents with a light skinned grandmama who her grandfather chose because she thought he was white. He thought she was white. Nobody cared about that. Y'all dragged her for her hair. And shoot, that was my experience too. Nobody cared that I was light skinned. It was mostly adults talking about my hair. So I find it really funny that now y'all are all triggered. A small section of haters, I'll say that, because the outcry, most of the commentary about Cardi B's hair care line, same thing with Beyonce, was overwhelmingly positive. And that's why at first I was gonna make a video about this, but I decided not to because I don't know if y'all sick of me talking about Cardi B, number one. And then number two, yeah, I just like whatever. I just feel like I've been talking about this topic, so I just ignored it. But after heard him give this little take, I was like, yeah, no, let me give my little 2 cents. But yeah, it's just so ironic to me that, yeah, people dragged the hell out of Blue Ivy for years over her hair. But yeah, now he's like, oh, we don't need another light skinned chick with a hair care line. It was just really weird. And the whole wigs thing, all of it was just weird. Another thing that I found absolutely rich was that he cited some like Twitter hairstylist or something. And I guess she said something along the lines of like, oh, they don't work in the industry. Y'all don't really do hair care, XYZ. I don't know what her like point was at. I guess saying that they're not cosmetologists, so they shouldn't be making hair care. I don't know what the point of that tweet was. But what I found funny about that is there's constant conversations about how cosmetologists today, but also just hairstylists in general don't, number one, care for the hair in general. They are simply stylists. They just do the hair. They don't know how to like really condition. They want you to wash it. They want you to blow it. They don't want to do any type of maintenance to the hair, let alone natural hair. You even have places charging extra for certain hair textures or saying they can't do stuff, all types of goofy stuff. And these are not super light skinned ambiguous hairstylists. These are not Dominican hairstylists. These are regular straight up Black American hairstylists saying that either they don't want to do type 4 hair, it's too much work for them, or they're going to charge you extra. I've personally had people try to charge me extra more than once for my hair being thick and long. And at the time, I thought it was annoying. But to be honest, at a lot of these braiding shops in New York, they do little funny stuff. So I didn't really take it personal at that time. And this was like years ago. So this wasn't even a discussion, that I even thought about. But yeah, it's little weirdo shit like that. And so I just find like it interesting that, he's given, smoke to Cardi B and Beyonce for these hair care lines, saying like, oh, we don't need another person with your hair care, with your skin tone making a hair care line, which again, I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea of China. I don't see what the two have to correlate with each other, because I have hair exactly like Cardi B and Beyonce, which is why I made a million videos about this topic. And that's how I know black people are people like him are full of shit. And that he's really triggered about the skin tone thing, because personally the YouTubers that I watch, like the natural hair girlies that I get my routines from, most of them are actually dark skinned girls that I feel like have the exact same hair texture as me. I use their routines, things like that. So hair texture and skin tone have no correlation to each other. So him bringing that up was really weird to me as well. And he knows that. But again, that's what I'm saying. He's triggered about the phenotype and the aesthetics of the situation. But yeah, there's so many conversations about these hairstylists not even knowing how to, or caring to know how to do black hair. He could have possibly done commentary about that before. I don't know. But I just thought it was rich that she's saying that about Beyonce and Cardi B, saying they need to be cosmetologists and things like that. Meanwhile, you got actual cosmetologists with actual type 4 hair they damn self that don't even want to do it. Like, and then his little shade towards Rihanna was really weird too. And this why I be saying these people are haters. Like, they're undercover on the low haters. because you can even confront to them, well, why are you picking on these light skinned and mixed people like Zendaya or Amanda Stenberg, I think that's her name, or Cardi B or whatever that have Cardi B is controversial, but say what you want. Cardi B has spoken numerous times about anti-blackness, colorism, denialist Latinos that try to deny blackness. She's spoken about this numerous times. They never quote those clips. They never bring up those articles. They never bring up that stuff, but they can find out she was arguing with some random chick on Twitter 4 nights ago and called her a fat bee. They can find that and spin it into 6, 7 different videos about anti-blackness and misogyny war. But they can't find all the clips about her talking about texturism and her experience with it. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that that's his responsibility to do that. I just always find it ironic. But yeah, Rihanna, she's been pretty vocal about that as well. And she's equitable in her representation and everything. And she's spoken about how it was important for her to be inclusive with her makeup line. And I think that's great. And that's what black women should be doing. And I'm glad that she pioneered this whole new line of like equitable makeup. And I'm glad she became a billionaire. Like, I love Rihanna. We stay in Rihanna's Navy for life. Like, what, we stay in Rihanna, like, period. So that was also weird. And that's why I be saying it's that little green eyed monster that be jumping out of people, because Rihanna literally mind her business. And also, people know that at the same time, if Rihanna had done the opposite and her stuff had not been inclusive, same thing with Cardi B and Beyonce, people would have had an issue with that as well. So it's like with certain individuals, you're gonna never win because again, it's that hateration spirit. When he tried to triangulate Queen Issa Rae in the dynamic. See, that really pissed me off because I really like Issa Rae. I've been following Issa Rae since she had her awkward black girl show up, since she was down in LA, making those films on YouTube way back in the day, out here competing with BuzzFeed for attention. You know what I mean? Back in the good old days of YouTube. I am a huge supporter of Issa Rae, and I love Issa Rae down. So don't get me wrong about what I'm about to say. But when have we known Issa Rae to be a hair person? I've only known Issa Rae to have short hair. Not saying there's anything wrong with that because she's a beautiful woman and has the facial structure for that. That look looks good on her. She wears the short hair because she rocks that because it looks good on her. I have seen her with like a smaller afro or like, kind of twist or things like that. But generally, Issa Rae, let's be real here. We do not equate her with hair like being glamorous and things like that, like we do with pop stars like Cardi B and Beyonce. So there's a part of marketing with that as well. There's a lot of actresses you don't see that have hair or beauty care lines. And I'm gonna be honest with you, usually when they do like like in the 2000s, a lot of them have perfume lines, and if you like, they like their scent, they take to it. But people don't really associate actresses and stuff like that with glamour in the same way they do it musicians and pop stars. I don't know why, but I just kind of feel that way. Um, but yes, it was weird for him to try and annoying for him to try to triangulate Issa Rae in the dynamic because number one, we don't really when we think of Issa Rae, we don't think of hair like we do with Beyonce and Cardi B because of their wigs and because they are known to switch it up and there is that mystique about like the glamorous woman. Oh, is it her real hair? Is it extensions? Is it a piece? Is it a wig? You know what I mean? Like that does go into it. That's not a bad thing about Issa Rae. There's room for different types of women. I don't think Issa Rae wants to be that type of woman. Just like I don't think Beyonce wants Cardi B's audience. I don't think Issa Rae wants Beyonce and Cardi B's audience. But number one, that's weird for him to do that. And then that's really shady for him to, not shady, but it's ironic that he would bring Issa Rae up in that situation, knowing that women in general, most women want long hair, and that's kind of the whole thing about Beyonce and Cardi B. That's the whole marketing. If you notice, their hair is long. Now, again, that's why he's triggered, but I'm not going to touch on that. But that's part of the appeal. So if Cash Doll came out with a hair care line, I think people would react the same way they would react to Cardi B's hair because we've always known Cash Doll to have a long, healthy head of hair. There's a lot of brown skin and dark skin girlies that could come out with a hair care line and people would be like, oh, her hair is long and healthy. I want my shit like hers. Let me buy her hair products. I've always known Cash Doll had long, thick hair. Same thing with Chili from TLC. If she came out with a curl line, I think it would do great. But I don't think, Chili's like, she with a different tip, I think. But I'm just saying, like, if there's people that, same thing with Ice Spice. If Ice Spice was smart, she would come out with a little hair care line herself. She would, I think she looked really cute with her wigs, but the curly afro made her distinct. You know what I mean? That's what really got her popular. People, again, she was another one that they were saying, oh, she only got popular because she's light skinned. How many light skinned, thick, lace front baddies rapping on Instagram are there that have the aesthetics of Ice Spice? Be fucking for real. And mind you, I'm speaking as somebody who has those same aesthetics. How many cut and dry Instagram light skinned baddies are trying to be rappers? You know why Ice Spice popped off? Because she was different. She had a different style, and her hair was distinct. Same thing with Cardi B. Cardi B had her own vibe style going on. She does have a distinct look. You can't really tell what she is. Same thing with Ice Spice. They look very African though. People love to say, oh, it's nearness to whiteness. To me, Cardi B and Ice Spice, they look more closer to being some type of African descendant than anything else. So that's part of the appeal too. They don't look like quote unquote white presenting or borderline ambiguous. You got to squint. They don't look like that. People want to pretend they do, but they don't. So the blackness is part of the appeal. So I think that is funny that they attribute certain things to the quote unquote nearness to whiteness or adjacence to whiteness. And I freaking hate that term, especially when they equate it to light skinned black women. But anyway, they'll equate that stuff to getting attention, but they won't equate Africanness or blackness or like Ice Spice's afro. They won't equate that to why she got popular and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, this was kind of just like a off the dome rant reacting to what he said, because I knew that if I waited, I was not going to end up making the video, because sometimes if I wait too long, I decide I don't give a fuck about the topic, and then it just doesn't end up happening. So I really wanted to comment on this because I had been plotting on making this video, so I'm glad I did. But anyway, in the comment section, let me know what y'all thought about this commentary. And if you're familiar with some of the stuff that I'm talking about, how did you feel about my perspective? Just let me know what you think. Peace.